Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making sushi. So we're going to do a couple different types of sushi that you've probably seen before. Hosomaki or uramaki, maki. Maki means roll, and that's it. Yeah. So stay tuned and let's get sticky. Step 1. Take 2 cups of short grain sushi rice. Rinse in a colander. Once your rice is rinsed, it's going to start looking more translucent than opaque. So it'll be kind of like this. If you can see, each one is kind of a little jewel almost. And you're going to want to let this sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then you can pop it in your rice cooker or in your pot and give it a go. So it's been about a half hour. Our rice is nice and dry again, and it's gone back to very opaque color. Now we're ready to pop it in the rice cooker, or you can put it in a pot. Make sure you have a really tight fitting lid though. Usually a Dutch oven or something with a heavy bottom is best if you're going to do it on the stove top. Just follow the directions on your bag. Okay, yeah. So now that we're ready to roll, you want to make sure you have all your ingredients at the ready so that when you start making your sushi, you can just grab and put everything together. You're going to need a bamboo rolling mat. I like to cover it with plastic so that you can use it more than one time. It protects the mat, it preserves it, and it doesn't get as gunked up, and you'll be able to use it and keep it for a lot longer. You'll want to change this after every time you make sushi if you don't make it a lot at home. Just pull it off when you're done, and when you're ready to make some new another time, just put another layer of plastic on it. You're going to want to have a bowl of water so you can dip your hands into, because the rice is going to be very sticky, and you're also going to want to have a really sharp knife. This is a sushi knife. It is, in Japanese, it's called a yanagi, which means willow leaf. This is what is used for slicing sashimi and slicing rolls oftentimes. So you don't have to have one of these, but as long as you have a really sharp knife, it's what's most important. Now, I find the best way to show this is from the side, so you can see what's happening. From the front, it's a little bit more difficult. So the first roll that we're going to do is a hosomaki. Hosomaki means a thin roll, so we're only using a half sheet of nori. Sometimes you'll find that it comes like this, but a lot of times it'll be twice this size. So if you do have that type of nori, what you can do is just take your full-size sheet like this and just kind of snap it in half, and then it should just break apart easily. So we're only going to need one of these for right now. You notice there's a rough side and a shiny side. So we're always going to want to put our shiny side down and our rough side up. If you have the time to do it, you can also take this and over a low flame, fan it back and forth, and that's going to toast it. So we have our small sheet of nori. We're going to dip our hands and grab a small ball of rice about the size of a tangerine, about yay big. So I have pretty small hands, but I'm going to dampen our hands again, and we're going to spread this rice out. You don't want your hands to be too wet, just enough. I like to make like a little divot in the middle and then smush some of these grains down like a little ramp. It just helps when you're closing it later. And make sure you get any extra rice grains off your hands. For this one, I'm just going to do kind of a take on a spicy tuna. We're going to do a little scallion. And since there are no avocados to be had, I use this just guacamole mix. Whatever you have on hand. I'm just going to do a very small amount of this. Actually, let's just make this a veggie roll. You want to be sure to not put too much stuff inside your sushi roll, or it will not close and you will have a mess. So just about that much stuff, and put a sesame seed on here. And now I'm going to dampen my fingers again, just a little bit on the pads of my fingers, and spread that across the top. You don't want it saturated, you don't want it sopping, but you just want it just damp enough. You're gonna lift this bottom end up and use these fingers to push the bottom part, bring the bottom part over top, and then squeeze. And then lift just the mat and use your other hand to guide the roll forward until you get to the end of the mat and give it another squeeze. Take your mat off and you have your roll. Now you want to make sure that the seam side is down before you cut this. Dampen your knife. Just dip the tip of your knife in there and dip the tip of your knife in your water. Let it roll down the side of your blade. And now we're going to cut. You'll also need a towel on hand to make sure that you're wiping your blade off in between cuts, because the rice will stick to it and it will make it drag through so that your pieces will end up rough and uneven. And that's our hosomaki. Oop, see, I didn't cut that through all the way. There we go. And you can either put the tail side up, or some people like to have them face down for a more clean look. The next roll that we're going to do is an uramaki, which means an inside out roll, or yeah. And again, we're going to need one little half sheet. Actually, I'm going to flip this way. Since this part is kind of broken, I'm just going to put that at the bottom. Dampen our hands again. This time you can use a little bit bigger of a piece of rice, ball of rice, whatever. Because we're going to put this over the whole sheet of nori. If you want to put anything on the outside of your roll, this time this is when you would do it. So we're just going to put a little bit of sunflower seeds or sesame seeds on here. Then you're going to pick this whole piece of nori and the rice up and flip it over. So about right here, about a third of the way up from the bottom, we're going to make our little divot to put our ingredients. This one we're going to do scallion, and we have some steak that we seared off. We're going to lay it down so it's a nice little layer. Again, you don't want to overfill this. Less is more. Like before, we're going to pick our mat up, use our other fingers to keep our ingredients centered, flip the bottom top over onto the rest of the roll, squeeze, lift up our mat, and again use our other hand to guide it forward. Reshape it after you're done. The next roll we're going to do is a futomaki, which means a fat roll. So we're going to use one whole piece. Again, like before, wet your hand. Use a piece about that big. Again, like before, lift up our bottom, bring it over the top, squeeze, another squeeze. Seam side down. Little dabble with salt. So this was just our basic sushi rolls. There's a lot more to learn after this. We have our hosomaki, our uramaki, and our futomaki. So skinny inside out and big roll. I'll do another video. There's a ton of different things you can do. We didn't have stuff to do nigiri sushi, but that will be another video. Also, inari sushi, if you're vegetarian, this is one of the most amazing things you can get. So when you go out for sushi and you're trying to eat plant-based, or if you're trying to make sushi at home, these are really awesome. They're delicious. They're just little fried tofu pockets and kind of like a sweet teriyaki-ish type sauce. They're wonderful. And also we're just gonna put a little bit of pickled ginger on here. Palate cleanser. This is not a condiment. I swear, if I see you put it on a piece of sushi, I will exasperatedly sigh. So these are our basic sushis. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to do all the wonderful things. We'll see you next week. Bye. Yuri, sit down. Boy.